Yeah, sorry. I have not been great with wire and cord maintenance.
No, you're so good.
Yeah.
Hey.
Not bad, right?
Hey.
We got a theme song. It's pretty official around here, man. Come on. The crowd's happy to see you. It's long, though. It is long.
No,
But we vibe with it.
Did you make it?
No, my buddy Max Scroggs on the theme song. We love you.
Let's go, Max.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a time. Some ASMR.
Wow. Guys. Episode 30.
Oh, the big
Dirty
30.
30. Come on. Everyone's happy. Everyone's excited. A lot of people been asking me or been telling me, dude, 30 episodes, no way. Stop the podcast. And you know what I say to them?
Stop doing the podcast. It ain't stopping. Y'all gonna get this podcast.
Stop it. Let's go. Yes. Wow. Jeevin, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Why don't right off the bat, go ahead and introduce yourself to the camera.
Yeah. No, what's up, guys? My name's Jeevin. I'm 22, just graduated from UMich with all these guys. So really
New
excited to be
LA
here.
transplant, man. How are you liking LA?
Dude, it's been good.
Fresh.
So just hit the 2-month mark. I feel like, honestly, the adjustment's been easier than I expected.
Cool. You feel like you're settling in nicely.
Settling in. I think when I was before I was moving out, I was a little worried, how do you make friends after college? This is really weird.
Right.
But,
Yeah. And just culture shock.
Yeah, right? But I think moving out with a bunch of UMich guys, that was nice. And then having you guys,
The established
girls, Fuller
UMich
House,
network.
It's just made it a lot easier. And then I realized I think I know a lot more people out here than I thought I did.
Yeah.
So just reconnecting with old people or just meeting new people.
Yeah, man. Well, and I'm looking forward to getting into, because I stalked your LinkedIn page today.
Okay. All right.
I got your credits. We're going to talk about it, but I feel like 2 months, do you feel like you live here now? I felt like the 2-month mark was when I started to kind of be like, oh, this is kind of I live here.
Yeah.
And, do you feel like you've kind of crossed that threshold a little bit?
Yeah, definitely getting there. I feel like when I'm driving around places, I recognize street corners,
nice.
been oh yeah, I've been here a few times now, which is definitely weird, but also feeling good about it. So
hell yeah. Well, I know you said you've seen a little bit of the show.
Yeah.
And look, episode Dirty 30. I was I wanted to play a game.
Yes.
Because a few of the last shows we've had, we've played games.
Yeah.
And I don't want the audience to think the well of ideas has run dry.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't. This is going to be a fun episode. We've got
always
fun
thinking.
stuff planned. But I'll be honest with you, Jeevin. I did not. I didn't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
We burned the bracket last week. I did a bracket challenge. I didn't want to do brackets
Okay.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
The best idea I had was it sounds so dumb. I was gonna put Steph Curry highlights on.
Okay.
And then have us talk about the dirtiest we've ever been.
Okay.
Physically. Have you ever done a mud run?
Dude, that's the first thing that came to my head when you said the dirtiest you've ever been. I have not done a mud run, but
Right.
essentially the same thing when you're a kid playing in a Michigan slip and slide in the mud. It's basically a mud run.
Playing in the dirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So that's what. Unfortunately, all that is to say, I don't have a game for us planned, but
that's
we're just
okay.
gonna chat, and I'm glad that you brought it up right away, talking about being a kid playing in the mud in Michigan.
Yeah.
Because we've known each other for about 2 years now.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And But really, we mostly just hung out in that Oliver Thornton class.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm very much, I think we're going to throw it back to a more traditional style Hunter
Yeah.
Davidson Radio Hour episode.
Yeah.
And I just want to start it out just like, tell me about what you were like as like a kid. Like I want to know what it was like growing up. You're a Michigan guy.
Yeah.
Which is, that's what the show's all about. So
100%.
tell me about where you grew up in Michigan.
Yeah. So I grew up in Troy, Michigan.
Okay, that's where my mom's from.
Okay.
Troy
Fuck yeah.
High.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, she went to Troy High.
Oh, what a
Class
Troy High.
of fucking
Colts?
82. Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
Troy Colts. Hell yeah.
I actually like grew up in the subdivision that's like kind of connected, so you can like
Okay.
take one of those like back paths just
Yeah.
straight to the back of Troy High, which is lit.
Nice, dude.
Never moved.
Cool.
I have 2 older siblings.
Okay.
They're 8 years older than me,
Okay.
and they're twins, boy girl.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I'm the youngest.
And that 8 years is my older sister's 6 years older than me, and I felt pretty like until I went to college, felt like a little bit distanced.
Yeah,
Did you felt that?
I feel like probably when I was like a sophomore or junior in high school is when like we really started to get close, just because like you can
Okay.
have an intelligent conversation.
Right. I feel like more of an adult now.
Yeah.
You clearly have gone through
100%.
Cool.
And like I think that was also at a time when like especially junior year where I was like starting to look at colleges and stuff, and like they were like really instrumental in like helping me with like school, college apps, stuff like that.
Cool.
It kind of worked out perfectly because my sister is like just like god tier writer, like one of the best writers I've ever like met ever. And my brother is very like logistical, math, science oriented. So I
Okay.
had like the perfect
Interesting.
tutors for both
You had
sides.
the
of
yin and yang
everything,
of the twins,
Yeah.
dude. The creative and the analytical.
I know,
That's sick.
which was super helpful.
Is your sister still writing now?
So she's in residency. She's going to be like a full
Okay.
doctor, but
Okay.
she took a gap year during med school, and she did a master's of journalism over at Columbia. And so she definitely wants to,
Yeah.
do some
Combine
sort
that
of
a little bit.
combination. She was working for this medical journal during residency, but I think their funding just dried out, so they went under. But yeah, so she kind of wants to do it, but residency's tough. So
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
And so was she so okay, we're jumping around a little bit, but you, and I don't know how much you want to talk about it. You sent me, what was it, White Coat?
yeah, White
Yeah.
Coat District.
Was that inspired by Sis a little bit? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
so actually my brother and sister both went to med school.
That's what I thought.
And my brother was also a film major in college, but I think like being the older sibling as well as like there's no like set path for you to follow. And it's kind of just like my dad's a doctor, and like they were kind of just like, yeah, okay, we'll just go to med
Medicine,
school,
yeah.
right? It's like it's good, you make a lot of money, it's stable. But he definitely like liked film a lot, and so during med school he would like gather all of his friends, including my sister, and they'd do like a table, like a writer's room, like once a week, and like just jot down all the craziest stories that they've ever had.
Because every day the craziest thing you've ever heard happened.
Exactly, right? And so he kind of built this world in this med school of like a sitcom world. And so over the past year or so, I've kind of taken that on as well. Created a proof of concept, grinding out a pitch deck.
Yes.
And
It's fun, dude.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's
And
super fun.
so, okay, because I'm in a similar boat where both parents, doctors, sister knew she was going to do the med school thing from like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
Did you feel any pressure? Like I was always vocal and adamant that I was like, I was like queasy about blood from like a young age. So I was
Yeah.
very much like, I feel like I could have had the skills to do it maybe, but I was
Yeah.
always very much like, I'm never gonna do the med school thing. Was that, how did you ever feel like maybe I'll follow that path, or was it always like, dude, I'm not doing that?
Yeah, I think I was never like really averse to going to med school, but it never just like piqued my interest enough.
Yeah.
So like I definitely could have been a doctor, and like some days now, like, shit, like making that much money would be nice.
Yeah.
But
also you'd still be in school right now
exactly
for like
right?
6 more years.
Exactly, it's
Yeah.
like 6 to 7 years after college, and I think that was the big deciding factor. Because in high school, like I realized like I didn't really love school. Like I was never that kid that loved school. Like
similar thing.
yeah, like I was good
You're
at it.
good at it.
But I didn't love
It's
it.
not turning the gears,
Yeah.
really. It's kind of pissing me off. Okay, so, and where'd you go to high school?
I went to Cranbrook.
Hell yeah. Did you play
Blue
sports?
Hills. Yeah, I played soccer all my life.
Okay.
Soccer was like literally my life until I'd say senior year of high school. It's insane. I did the whole like travel soccer thing, would go around the country, and
Damn.
at one point, like I think I was pretty solid. Like obviously, like I was never gonna go D1, but At one
some
point
looks.
in my peak, we were second in the state, and I got some like D2, smaller D2,
Nice.
D3 offers, but I was like, it was never.
Did you ever feel okay? So what was the what's like the environment? Because I knew my dad's best friend went to Cranbrook, and I've met people that go to Cranbrook, and I hear mostly like it's a great school. Obviously, it places people great. What did you feel about the culture there, especially on the sports team specifically? That's what I'm kind of interested, because I've heard it can be very intense.
No, definitely. I think like overall, my experience at Cranbrook was just amazing. Like I feel so fortunate to have been able to go there.
Hell yeah.
And like with regards to just the culture, especially like with the sports team, I think my grade was really unique in the sense that we had like 10 kids playing travel at a really high level.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what made it like intense, but it was like we all wanted it to be that intense. Like we like our team was like poised to do well, and like I'm someone who played travel all my life, was like barely a starter on that team.
Right.
Like we were really good. There were tons of kids who were way better than me. And it was just so much fun to like play at a high level, because normally like high school sports, at least for soccer, I can't speak to other sports, but normally high school sports is just like a mosh pit of athleticism.
Right.
Whereas like travel is like the more technical aspect.
Okay.
And
That's interesting.
And I feel like we were able to do a little bit of both.
Very good middle ground of that. That's cool. And were you, so by the end of high school, you're getting some D2 looks.
Yeah.
Is there any thought that's like, because I'm sure you're thinking the time commitment, like the time commitment at Cranbrook, I'm sure was intense. And then you're looking at the next level.
Yeah.
Is there any party that's like, maybe I do keep playing, or are you pretty much at the end of high school? Like,
yeah, I think, well, one, like there was no like formalized, like people being like, you have a spot on my team kind of vibe. It was more like, okay, there's some mild interest, but also like I would have to like push. I would have to go to tryouts and all. And like I said, like I wasn't like amazing.
Yeah.
Like I was like solid, but I wasn't like that good.
They were looking to fill a hole on a roster somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's just like really small schools, nothing like. And I think like especially like just from my older siblings, well, my parents, like I knew like I'd rather like prioritize going to a good like academic school.
Okay.
And then by the time like senior year came around, I had done this summer camp at Ross after my junior year.
Okay.
And I just like absolutely loved it. I was like,
Michigan.
I wanted to go to Michigan. I wanted to do business. I actually wanted to do like entrepreneurship and like strategy consulting going into college. Like I didn't even like film wasn't really on the radar.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So where did the siblings go to school? Did either of them go to Michigan?
Both of them went to Michigan. Yeah.
Sick. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
it's
a
so
Michigan
awesome.
family.
It's honestly so nice just because like going onto campus, you kind of have like a sense of familiarity. And like I'm about like an hour drive.
Right, you're
from
close.
campus.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good balance of like, okay, my parents are
perfect.
gonna come. They're not gonna come like every week.
Yeah. They're not breathing down my neck, but like when I need dinner or like someone to take a little bit of pressure
if I need
off.
to go home for legitimately like 16 hours, I could.
Right. That's so clutch.
Yeah.
And okay, but this isn't so brother's a film major at Michigan, but in high school you're not you're not really interested in movie making too much?
Too much. Okay, so there's a lot of layers.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna brain dump.
Yeah,
so
yeah, please.
My dad actually, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
But growing up, his dream was to make a film. And so
Sick.
when I was about 6, he just like quit being a doctor for like a year and a half, 2 years. Whoa. He moved to LA for like 3 months.
Whoa.
Took all these classes, met some crazy, like networked like crazy.
Yeah.
And then he made like an indie film.
Damn. Wait, that's so sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick. He liked the experience?
Yeah, like that's like
He did the dream. He lived the dream,
right? Like
damn.
He literally just like fully like financed it, like took hella loans and was just like, I'm doing this.
I'm fucking living my dream, dude. I've worked my whole life.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna live my dream. Damn.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, you went back. He's still working.
Well, yeah, but still, you accomplished it. You did what you set out to do, and you were young at that point.
I was like 6 when they started filming. Probably like 7, 8 when it came out.
Okay. And so, what was your? Because that's young enough where, you might just be like, well, why the hell isn't dad around all the time? Right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even remember like him being gone for like large periods of time. It's more like the story being retold to me.
Okay.
But there's like a few like peak moments that I remember from that. Like I remember like, I think I want to say I had 2 birthdays during the run of that. And so the first birthday was on set, and I like vaguely remember like everyone singing.
Fun.
I vaguely like just remember like there was one scene that was at our house, and so like there's like 4 or 5 trailers parked in our like neighborhood.
Hell
like,
yeah.
It's just
Damn, dude.
yeah,
Do
it
the
was
damn thing.
It was cool. And then like this is I don't remember this, but I've been told this. But there's this like campfire scene that happens, and I was like an extra. Like I was just sitting in the back with my mom. But like I really wanted to be in the film like so badly, and so when they finally said I could, I was super happy because my brother and sister like each were like they had like one-liners.
Oh, they got a line.
They got like one line, right? And so I was like, damn.
Because they're what? They're
8 years older, so they're probably they're like coherent.
Yes, that's the perfect age. I'm gonna be in a movie.
Yeah. And so during that scene, apparently this was also like a campfire scene, so it needed to be dark. So based on the schedule, I've been told that they were doing this like legitimately like at midnight or something. And apparently like I kept smiling and it's supposed to be a serious scene. And so I delayed filming for like 30 minutes.
The director's like, go get that kid to look pissed.
My dad, the director is like literally like, come on, what is this guy doing?
That's awesome though.
But yeah, so like I think a lot of people ask me like, oh, like did that form your journey to like want to go into film? And I think that like realistically, no, just because I was so young, but definitely in the back of my head, I was like, that's pretty cool. Like I would never tell this to my dad's face. Don't want to boost his ego, but pretty cool that he did that.
Yeah.
Wish he could have done a little later so I could have been involved.
I could have been a little more into it. But okay, that's cool. And then you're in high school. Are you acting or making videos or writing?
Literally, like no.
Okay.
Like,
and you're busy.
My mom wanted me to do the play. She like every year, and I was like, "No, mom, like, I'm a soccer kid.
I'm an
like,
athlete.
I'm an athlete. I can't do the play." And like
theater nerd.
that is the biggest regret of my high school.
Really?
Is not doing the play.
You wish you would have acted.
I wish I would have done. Yeah, because now like things like MT, like musical theater, like I love like listening to those soundtracks and just singing it, and like I like sang all my life, but never like did plays or like I only did like a cappella for my senior year, like choir for my senior year of high school. But like I so wish that I did it earlier.
Damn, do you still do music stuff?
Occasionally like here and there. I've been like thinking like I really want to get involved, like whether that's just like joining some random a cappella group. Like I'm like super rusty. But I definitely want to get involved, just like jam out. Like
hell yeah.
I feel like music is so therapeutic for me.
That's awesome, man. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
All right. Well, that's cool. Okay, so then let's go to Michigan then.
Yes, we
let's
went
get to U of M. I know we're going roundabout. That's the THDRH way.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Snaky, topsy turvy. Okay, so you arrived in Michigan. You said you wanted to do marketing,
like probably like consulting at this point.
Oh, okay, right, business because you liked the Ross program.
I was in Ross. Yeah.
And where did you live freshman year?
West Quad.
West Quad, best quad.
West Quad, best quad.
Had the air conditioning.
Dude, it was beautiful. So this is what I did actually. I had a kid who was a year above me, and he was like, dude, like, you have to get West Quad. It's so nice. And there's these like living learning communities, right? And he was literally like, there's this one called MCSP, Michigan Community Scholars Program, that guarantees West Quad. And he was like, it's super chill. Like the requirements are like very little. And so I literally got into that program, got West Quad. The only stipulation was you had to go blind, but I was planning to do that anyways.
Right. You didn't know who you are. Yeah.
And so got West Quad. And then first semester, they make you take this 1 credit class. I was like, sure, whatever. But then second semester was like 4 credits of classes. And I was like, I don't need this. Like, they're not going to kick me out of my dorm.
I already live here.
And so I just didn't sign up for those classes and nothing happened. So
yeah, that's I've heard similar. I believe Katie Fitzgibbons had a similar story. Or no, somebody joined a like honors learning community to live in South Quad.
Yeah.
And then like as soon as they moved in, like just dropped it immediately. And they're like,
hey, I did semesters worth.
Yeah, I mean, you did more than them. And that is the ultimate funny thing is like the worst consequence is like 1 line of writing on your transcript, isn't there? Like, that's fucking worth it every time to live in the best dorm.
Yeah. Where did you live?
I lived across the street from you in South Quad.
Nice. South Quad's great too.
I loved it. I loved living in the like at the dining hall, just like elevator down dining hall.
That's
fucking
nice.
so clutch.
So nice.
Also went in blind. Shout out Sam Martin. I heard a lot of not a lot of. I heard a few blind roommate horror stories that definitely had my anxiety high going into it, and I think we could not have gotten along better. So
Yeah, I got lucky
nice.
too.
Yeah.
David Hargett.
Hell yeah! Shout out to the boys. You know,
he was hella chill.
That's so
he was from
nice.
like Northville, so
Word.
Yeah.
Sam was actually from LA, so I got to
Oh.
talk to him about that. He gave me some pointers, and
fuck yeah.
we played on an IM basketball team together
Mm,
before COVID shut us down.
devastating.
God damn it!
That's
We were gonna win the
devastating.
whole thing. No,
Yeah.
our IM basketball team
Yeah.
was so bad.
Yeah.
We were awful. I
Oh
think
my
we
God.
won one game.
Damn. But like that's kind of the fun of IM.
It was nice, man.
IM
God,
is
I miss
lit.
it. I fucking miss it.
We should join something like here.
Dude. Well, so before you guys moved here, we were in a rec kickball league.
What? That sounds awesome.
was
I love kickball.
Pretty lit, actually. Like
I love kickball.
it was a lot of fun, and like I hadn't played kickball since probably elementary
Yeah.
school, and it was nice to get back out there.
Yeah.
And it was like 9 of the Michigan folks moved out here on the team, and like pretty much everyone else in the league was like in their late 20s, early 30s.
yeah.
We were by far the youngest people there, but I don't even know where I'm going with this. It was fun.
Yeah.
There's leagues around. We can
Yeah.
play stuff.
Let's run it.
Obviously, this thing's
Yeah.
This
Wait,
thing's
how's your
getting
leg?
back. The leg's good, man. I don't know how many updates I've get. So yeah, we're about what's today, March 20th. So we're coming up on 2 months post-op.
Okay.
Off the crutches was huge.
That's huge.
Liberating. Can move and use my hands at the same time.
Yeah.
Major.
That is wild.
Yeah, PT's kicking my ass a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
for the best.
How often is that?
Twice a week. I'm on the Tuesday, Thursday schedule.
Okay, grind.
Fucking doing glute bridges.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Doing monster walks, dude. I'm
Yeah.
an animal with the
100%.
resistance bands.
Fuck yeah.
I'm hoping to get back to shooting jumpers in June.
Oh God.
End of June is
Oh, God.
that's what I've circled.
That is. Take it slow. Take it
I
slow.
know, I know, I know, and if the date on my calendar that I've circled, if I get there and it's fucking sore, and then I'm not gonna do it. But
yeah.
man, I fucking miss it.
Yeah.
Because I was never like, were you ever a runner?
Yeah. I mean, because of soccer, you kind
Because
of
like you have to condition
yeah,
hard
You
running.
have to. Yeah.
And I was never able to just get on a treadmill or go outside and
Yeah.
run.
No,
Just,
I hate it, but like I just got.
you
used
had
it.
to.
Yeah.
And so the only cardio I was ever able to get was basketball.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks a little bit.
Yeah. 100%.
But I've been trying to eat better. I've been
Yeah.
eating more vegetables lately.
Okay. Okay.
I've
You been chefing?
this is embarrassing to admit. I'm starting to cook a little bit more. Do you cook?
I've started to since I moved. Like
Okay.
before I moved, no. But then I was
Yeah.
like, I kind of got to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the same thing. I like the first 3 years of college even was like really not cooking that much at all.
Yeah.
And then I lived by myself for a year.
Oh,
and was
nice.
like,
Okay.
I kind of fucking gotta cook a little bit.
Yeah,
And then now out here, Ben and Justin cook a lot,
Oh, nice.
so I'm getting more into it. But there was I'm not even gonna say how long it was, but an embarrassingly long stretch where I was like not eating vegetables.
Yeah.
We gotta change this a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to Michigan.
Back to Michigan.
So first year, you're taking business classes,
Yeah.
and
So first year, okay. The summer before college, I watched Game of Thrones. I binged it.
nice.
Like literally I think that probably is my favorite show of all time, despite the ending.
Cool. Okay, that's interesting though.
yeah.
Even with the bad will
Yeah.
at the end,
Yeah.
the
I
rest was
just
good enough.
insane.
Cool.
And I remember vividly, sitting in my basement. We have this projector set up down there. And it's like 1 a.m. The last episode just finished. And when you finish a show, you're kind of just like, you got to like take it all in. And like the autoplay started playing something next. It was like the behind the scenes documentary of Game of Thrones.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I'm just going to watch this.
Whatever, I love it. Let's see more about it.
And then I was like, this is insane. Like, this is so, so cool. And like, I kind of like always loved making goofy videos with my friends and like, but never really thought about pursuing like film as a career. It was more just something like, oh, I just did for fun.
Yeah.
Like, here and there. Like I made one short, I think my senior year of high school with my siblings. And so going into college, I was like, okay, let me take a film class. My brother did it.
Sure. See if it clicks.
See if it-
anything.
yeah. Like, let
At
me
the
just take
worst,
it.
it's 3 credits to knock.
Yeah,
off
and
something.
also I think like at the time it was literally, which just sounds super shallow. It was literally like my rationale was like, oh, it'll make me a more diverse business applicant. Like when I'm applying to jobs,
I don't
like,
even
it'll
think that's
make-
shallow.
Yeah.
It's good to be a well-rounded
Yeah.
person in general.
Yeah. And so then I took the classes. I was like, okay,
So you take 150.
Yeah, 150.
the
I was
intro
like, I
class.
hated it, but it is
My class
150.
still sucks a
Right,
little
yeah.
bit, yeah.
And I was like, okay, might as well just like pick up a minor. I didn't know that minor was not a thing at the time.
Gotcha.
And
Right.
so I was like, okay, I'll just pick up a minor in film. Then like, so, you know, you get to sophomore year. I'm skipping a little bit, but
Some stuff happened that we
some
don't
stuff
need to
happened.
fucking-
I mean, like, okay,
we all
really
went home
quickly,
for a
what
little
happened
bit.
freshman year? I don't know. Freshman year, I like,
Right, like-
socially, I joined ISA, which is this dance thing,
Cool.
and I'd never danced before in my life. That was really, really fun.
Are you a good dancer?
No, I mean, I'm not bad.
You're fine.
I'm not bad.
You
but
learned
I'm
a
not,
little
like,
bit.
Great.
Right.
But that was just super fun. In terms of like meeting people, so that was cool, and that was like pretty formative. That was like my friend group for like freshman and sophomore year.
Word.
Then freshman year, I was a graphic design intern for the Washington D.C. mayor's office.
Oh shit.
So now we're back at sophomore year.
Okay. Yeah.
now
We
I'm
all go
like-
home. Wait. Because did you start in 2019?
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, end of freshman year, we all
Yeah.
go home.
COVID. Oh,
We all
yeah,
have to stay
that's
inside.
huge.
Then we come back online.
Did you have Corona
sophomore
parties
year.
too, like right before you left?
Yeah.
yeah.
Cause I mean, we were all like, dude,
Yeah.
fucking, this is kind of.
I know, it's
What,
like,
dude?
wild.
No
Like, what the fuck
school
is
for a
going
little
on?
bit, What?
Dude, okay. Also, we got to talk about this. We got to pause.
Yeah.
COVID, peak COVID, I was having a time of my life, dude.
Dude.
Like playing video games. Like I was never a huge
Oh,
gamer. I was
yeah.
never a huge gamer.
I just got chills when you said that.
But literally, like the only way you could really like hang out
Talk
with
to
your
your
boys,
boys.
was playing games. So we started playing Halo.
Nice.
Like I played Halo back in the day a lot, like,
Yeah.
as a kid. But like
Sleepover class.
yeah, 100%. Like we just ripped through those campaigns.
Yeah. Yes. Dude.
But we started playing. We got like a squad of like 10, like 7 to 10 people.
oh, that's.
We would play like religiously every day
Yeah.
for like 2 hours. So much fun.
I mean, that was It was like. We played Warzone, I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
It's just hours every day.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, March to May. I remember in May, I started losing my mind a little bit. But
Yeah.
I remember March to May being like, very much like, this is kind of
Yeah,
tight, dude. I get
alright.
to, it's like, I don't even have to feel bad about sitting on the
Yeah.
couch for 6
Yeah.
hours and just
Yeah,
playing
dude,
whatever I want.
Literally.
But then reality had to, we
Yeah.
had to go back to reality. So, okay,
Yeah.
sophomore year, we come back.
Come back. Everything's still obviously like online, but I'm living in Ann Arbor still.
Okay. Wait, and the graphic design internship, did you like that?
It was cool. I was like,
You're kind of in politics and graphic
yeah.
design.
I was like, so basically what I was doing was just like making a ton of like flyers for
Yeah,
like
right.
COVID related stuff.
Infographics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
A little soul sucking, a
yeah,
little bit.
I think in person it would have been way cooler because
Right.
you just like get access to all these cool buildings for no reason.
Yeah.
And like that would have been cool.
Yeah,
Also,
you've
like,
been in the
you know, you have
Capitol
an
and
intern
shit.
class, you get to like meet
Right.
people. Also, DC, such a slept on city. I
Yes.
love DC so much.
I've only been once, but I got a couple friends that live there now and sing its praises.
Yeah. So I think like that kind of like ruined that atmosphere, but they did have one other project which was like they wanted it was like 25th anniversary of something, I don't know. And they wanted like a video using a bunch of footage they've collected over the past years. And so like I kind of led a team of interns to
Cool.
do that. So that was like, okay, I get to do some like filmmaking stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, but you weren't coming out of that
Yeah.
internship like
I'm doing politics.
Yeah,
No,
right.
no,
Okay, so sophomore year, sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good. Basically, that was just like anything you can get freshman year, right?
Mhm.
So the sophomore year, take more film classes. I'm like, yeah, like let me just pick up a dual degree. I think this is the move for me. Like I like it.
You're having fun. Are you taking production stuff at this point?
I
Just
think
like
I tried to take
290?
more screenwriting because
Yeah,
it was
'cause it's
still
online.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's online. I forget honestly though.
And you're liking writing?
yeah, I'm liking writing.
Sophomore year, honestly, in
what
my
did I
head, is
take?
like very much a blurry
Yeah.
grace because I remember taking 210, which was like you write like 4 3-page script, like you write scenes.
Yeah.
And it was very much just like checking boxes to get to
Yeah.
taking the better classes.
I think I took 210 second semester freshman year.
Nice.
So I'm trying to think, what did I take? I don't even know what it took sophomore year because I knew I didn't want to take production classes.
You probably cranked the theory ones out.
Maybe
like 272.
I think that sounds
Yeah.
about right. I think so.
Yeah, those were you know,
Interesting.
I feel bad for the teachers because they were still clearly passionate about and there was like cool stuff they were teaching us, but so hard to deliver to 60 kids on their computers. Definitely not paying attention. and I was, I would try to give like 1 or 2 answers in the Zoom per day to like, because otherwise it would be silence.
Yeah,
it would be dead silence.
Dead silent. I was definitely that kid who like, if your class was like say 10 a.m., woke up at 9:59, logged in,
Easily.
camera off, back to sleep.
Yep,
and I felt terrible about it.
Dude, I was fucking playing 2K.
Yeah, dude, literally.
So bad.
Oh my God.
And it made me, not to take us on a complete tangent,
No, you're so good.
but I'm about to bring Michigan athletics into this.
Okay.
And I have such a major gripe with so Juwan Howard just got fired, right?
Yeah.
And I swear, keep your thoughts on sophomore year in pretty close because we're going to come back to it.
Yes.
But I think a big reason that Juwan Howard got fired is because admissions screwed him on admitting people in. We lost like 3 would-be All-Americans because they didn't meet the admission standards of the university.
Oh wow, I did not
And
know that.
I understand we're a prestigious school and we take our academic standards very highly.
Yeah.
The academic standards are different for our athletes.
Yeah.
That's just true.
True.
That's
Yeah.
just true. I've seen it with my own eyes. The
Yeah.
expectations and standards are different.
Yeah.
And I'm personally fine with that if it's translating to national championships in
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
I'm happy to make that trade.
Yeah.
B, we went through years of Zoom university.
Yeah.
That experience alone to me was like, these academic standards are fucking
Yeah.
insane bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Anyways, back to sophomore year.
Yes.
Zoom class.
Zoom class. And so sophomore year, I'm not gonna lie, was like not a good time for me in terms of like social, like just enjoying life.
Just
'Cause, like,
mentally, it's
right, like
weird.
I was like sitting in my like tiny landmark apartment. Those rooms are like so small. And like I didn't know my roommates too well. Like they're great, don't get me wrong, but we weren't like best friends.
Yeah.
And all my business friends are like starting to get internships because like the recruiting timelines are just so different. And so in my head, I was like, okay, the important internship year for business stuff is junior year because then you get your return offer. So I was like, let me try to get something like film related for sophomore year, just to, like I like want to
work
try
in
it out
a little bit.
Like I want to see what it's like. And so literally all of first semester, like I'm just in my room grinding, like and like also the weird dynamics of like friend groups because of COVID. Like people were like, oh, like, you can't hang out with us because you're like part of that bubble and all that crap.
Yeah.
And so like it was really a period of isolation for me, I'd say.
It was a long, dark winter. I remember that.
Yeah. Yes. And so I'm just grinding all of first semester and like nothing is clicking, like cold applying to like pretty much everything you can possibly do. And so then early second semester, continuing the grind, I feel like I'm starting to go home more often and just like chill there for like a week at a time.
Nice. That's nice though. Rejuvenate a little bit.
Yeah. And like I just come across this random like organization. If anyone's listening, it's called T Howard. It's great. It's like helps get minorities in media. And so you have to apply to them, and then if you get it to them, then they like help you refer you.
Cool.
And so
Really
apply
cool.
to that, get in. Their whole program is shot because of COVID too, which sucks. Like normally they fly out all the interns to DC and like you get to meet everyone. It's all Zoom, of course.
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
But end up getting some like interviews through them. And so at first I get this offer from NBC in it was like ad sales. But
Okay.
I was like, oh, NBC, that's
Right.
sick, right? So I take it. And then literally like the day after, I get an interview, like a hire view from HBO production. And I'm like, oh shit. Like
This is making movies
I gotta do it, right?
for the studio that made my favorite show of all time.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And it's like TV scripted production. And I'm like, I gotta do this. And so the interview process for that was like, if you're all curious, it was just like
I
a
am.
hire view, then a screening, then with the coordinators, and then the last round was with the managers and 3 coordinators just like staring at you. And like, dude, like I don't know, like
This is on Zoom?
this is on Zoom, all
Okay.
on Zoom, which sucks because normally like the last round they would have flown you out to
Right.
to Burbank.
Right.
But like super fortunate, very lucky. Like I got it.
Yes.
And so like I redagged on NBC, took HBO, and I think that was the moment where I was like, okay, maybe a career in film is possible.
I just made a step into I just got a foot in the door.
Yeah, foot in the door, right? And like later I learned, like throughout the course of my internship, I learned that like I was the only intern they took.
Damn. Damn.
Like they take like a very small amount.
Yeah.
I think they take 4 now, but my
Cool.
summer they just took me.
Makes sense with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was like a really big moment in which that shifted like my career trajectory in the sense that like I was like,
This is a
let me do
tangible,
this.
feasible
It's
thing that I can
yeah.
accomplish.
And like I think I'm really lucky to have the support of not only my older siblings but my parents. They were like, yeah, like if you're gonna do this risky ass thing, like do it well like the 5 years like after college while you're young. Like try it now. Like still get your business degree. Like consulting jobs will always be there. And so yeah, that was kind of how I like decided to go into film.
So-
Very long-winded story.
No, well, now let's talk about HBO. I want to hear a little bit about that. So where do they fly you for that?
Dude, so that's all COVID.
Okay.
So everything's online, which sucks. And you know why it sucks? Because literally the first week, my manager was like, yeah, it sucks that it's COVID. Because like normally you just work on the Warner Brothers lot and you have access to every single studio. And I'm like, are you serious?
I almost wish you wouldn't have told me that.
I was like, are you serious? Like, like at the time, their offices was directly across the street from the lot. And he was like, yeah, dude, like sometimes like I would just take the intern and we'd go watch Conan. And I'm like, bro, why are you telling me
I
this?
wish you would have told me all of the interns just answer emails all day.
I was like, bro, no, dude. But like, so that part of the experience just sucked because I was
Yeah.
like, I could have done all these things. But I think the one cool thing that came out of like being an intern, like obviously you're doing assistant duties, you're sending emails, you're scheduling. The one cool thing was you could like be a fly on the wall on so many meetings
Yeah.
that you normally would not be able to attend.
Exactly.
So I like got to attend so many table reads, like production schedules for all these shows. Like I was on Zooms with Taika, Mindy Kaling, like, and obviously I didn't talk to them,
Right.
but like just hearing them do whatever they do, like I was like a few of the table reads for Our Flag Means Death. Some of the funniest things
cracking up.
ever because they're all like, obviously the show's funny. They're all funny, and like during the table reads, they'll just like improv.
Yeah, they're working it out.
Like they're like doing all these
man.
super funny things. So that was like the one benefit of
Yeah.
being remote. And then I think another benefit was people were a lot more receptive to just like hopping on a Zoom call.
Yeah. Everyone has more time in their day
Yeah.
to give
Yeah.
someone some advice.
And what I noticed about being like one of the only interns, pretty much the only intern, is like everyone wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
And so like I started off with just like people in my pod. I just be like, hey, you want to, talk,
Do lunch
chat,
or
whatever.
something. Yeah.
And so I would just like, I networked like crazy. And I think that's like the biggest advice I give to people is like in college still is like the networking doesn't stop once you get the internship. That's actually the beginning.
I know. And that was something that so I had a similar, it was a smaller production studio. It's called Echo Lake Entertainment. It was one of the places. And then I was an editing intern for another guy. After my freshman year, I was all set to move out to LA. They were like, it's remote now. I was like, fuck. And, but similarly, I think Echo Lake opened up their production meetings to the interns more so than they would have previously.
Yeah.
And so I have a similar thing where it was like, sitting in and just hearing how the fucking sausage gets made, like listening to the agents, just hearing like, oh, we're out to this guy,
Yeah.
hearing just how they worked with each other, like how the agents work with the writers and how, a writer would come in and tell us about like, the pages aren't ready yet, but this, and this. And I just thought that was super cool. But one thing that I didn't take advantage of that clearly you did was I didn't network enough there. And I think part of that was just because I was so, I don't know, like disillusioned by the fact that it was just on Zoom.
Yeah.
I
And
was
don't
just-
blame yourself either
Yeah.
because it's like there's no like path, there's no structure to
Right.
the industry. And I think the only reason I was like good at that was like coming from the business school.
Yeah.
Like I was in a business fraternity and like the soft skills you learn from that is just like, I would not be where I am today without
Yeah.
that business fraternity.
And when did you join that?
My first semester of sophomore year.
Okay. And you recommend that over, you just recommend that.
Yeah, I think that is the single most valuable thing I did in college.
Cool.
Because not only did it give me my best friends from college,
Yeah.
but like just the idea of how to network.
Interpersonal skills.
Yeah, like just like everything is just so useful.
Damn. Cool.
yeah.
Okay. So a mixed bag of a HBO internship, but mostly positive.
Dude, like pretty much all positive. I think especially the one thing that came out of that was like I told you, I was kind of just like sending networking emails. Another pro tip: always network with the assistants.
Yeah. That was the best advice I ever got was like the people that you're at, like the level you're
Yeah.
at, are like so much more infinitely valuable than
Yeah.
the people above. Because like they'll give you advice,
Yeah.
and maybe 1 in 10,000
Yeah.
will pluck you up and give you a job, but it's the people on your level that
Yeah.
are like the bonds that you need to have.
Yeah.
That's super good advice. Okay, so then you get back. So now we're junior year.
Mm-hmm.
Things are starting to feel a little more normal. We're
Yeah.
back in classrooms.
Yeah.
And I think this is when we meet, right? Did we take 311 junior year or senior
Yeah.
year?
It's so blurry.
I want to say it was junior year because I
Yeah,
feel like we were all
maybe.
in masks.
Yeah.
And I feel like
yeah, that sounds about right.
it doesn't. Well, okay, I don't
I
want to
don't
skip
know.
anything, but I was gonna just get us to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. No, I mean, yeah, junior year, I think for me was really focused on like the Ross classes. Those are
Yeah.
like pretty time consuming. I also took 310 junior year, I think. That
Damn,
was
so
a
you were
shit
heavy
show.
on the writing.
Yeah.
310 was a shit show. You didn't love your first draft of your first
no,
feature.
dude, it was terrible.
Mine was so
it was
bad.
terrible because I didn't put time into it. Like,
Uh-huh.
like that was like the most time intensive Ross classes that semester as well.
Damn.
And it was just not a good
Bad storm.
Yeah.
that you got.
Um.
Man, I was so bad at because it was like 10 pages every week, right?
Oh yeah.
I was like by week 4.
Dude, I'm like 40 pages behind.
until the end of the
Yeah,
semester.
100% same. Oliver was just like, dude, what are you doing?
Come on, like give me something.
I
Give me
know.
one scene.
Yeah.
But then so then 311 was one of my favorite classes.
I
ever
love
took.
311. Yeah.
Spec.
Yeah.
Spec class.
We both did Ted Lasso.
and we both got we were lucky, and I think we got a very funny group within the class
Yeah.
for writing Ted Lasso.
Yeah. No, Ted Lasso was great. I actually just revisited, like, you know that like Excel beat board thing.
Yeah.
I just revisited that like last week because I'm like
Nice.
rewriting this pilot.
Dude, the silos.
The silos,
what you're-
yeah.
that was
Super helpful.
incredibly. I did like a writer's room right before that class. Shout out
Yeah.
Bridget Jean,
Yeah.
where she's the one that introduced me to those, and that did not change the way I thought about the script, but completely changed the way that I wrote.
Yeah.
Because I used to be just like 1-page outline,
Yeah.
open up final draft, let's just fucking
Yeah.
get it out there, and all of my scripts would be like a you know
Yeah.
rambling mess.
Yeah.
And that really helped me.
What's your plan? Like, just I'm curious. What's your step by step of how you start writing like a script now?
So I personally like to start with characters because
Mm-hmm.
that's just like what I really like dialogue the most. That's
Mm-hmm.
what really gets me a kick. Like I like to think I'm decent at story, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely I think my strong suit is character. So I always start log line, you know, try to get a basic pick of what is going to happen in the
Yeah,
episode, and then I
100%.
move to characters. What is each character want from the episode, and then I'm a little like I don't do the step outline as much as I should because then I
Yeah.
go straight from then I just try to fill in my silos.
Okay.
I try to get.
So do
A,
you
B,
use that
C.
thing still?
I
or-
do.
Yeah.
And but unfortunately, I have been a little bit of a bad boy on strictly writing scripts.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing some sketch stuff, but
Yeah.
probably since senior year, I haven't like actually sat
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
and
Wrote
plugged
a,
away
yeah.
at a script.
Yeah, No, the same here, and that's why I was curious because I'm just like I'm like gonna edit the pilot of White Coat District, and so I'm kind of just like I want to restart that process
Yeah.
and use all the silos and everything.
Well, if you ever want to like make a little informal room to
Yeah.
bounce stuff off of, you
dude,
know, I'd be happy to do
100%.
that.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's when. So yeah, I just like that was the first time we met, and you knew
Yeah.
Ben before that. You
Yeah,
had a
Ben
class.
and I were in Filmic together.
Oh right. Okay, so when did you join Filmic?
So this is Ben and I sat next to each other on the first day of 150. So he was like my first film friend.
Yeah.
And I told him about Filmic. He told me about MAG.
Cool.
He got into MAG. I got into Filmic.
Cool.
And then so I joined Filmic first semester freshman year. Great org.
Yeah. We just had Sienna Peterson on the last episode.
Oh, nice.
Huge
Shout
proponent
out.
of
Yeah.
Filmic.
Shout out Sienna. Sienna joined our junior year.
Okay.
Killer producer.
Yeah.
And so I joined Filmic my freshman year. They took me on as a writer. I think I'm pretty good about writing like ads, like short
Yeah.
form. And then I just weaseled my way into also producing, even though they didn't like now it's not allowed to do 2 positions, but back then Filmic was a lot smaller org.
Dude,
Like we were
yeah.
only like 13, 15 kids, but now they're like 25.
That's what it's do. But if you hang out in a spot you like enough,
Yeah.
and you're a good enough dude, they'll
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
they'll let you do
they'll
some
let
shit.
you do some shit,
They'll
right?
bend the rules a little bit. For
Yeah,
you.
and I think like filmic is incredible organization. Talk about it in a lot of interviews. Like still talk about it in interviews
Yeah.
today. And I think like by the time I was probably like a senior, I was kind of like, okay, I'm ready to do other things as well as like
Spread my wings.
give room for other people to do their thing.
Cool.
And not that I like didn't like filming as a club anymore. I just thought like my passion for making these short form ads wasn't there as much.
You'd like to do some more creative stuff.
Yeah.
Sienna said similar things. She was the president of the advertising
Yeah.
club or whatever, but she was like, at some point,
Yeah.
she said like, I still like doing this, but
Yeah.
like it would be nice to
Yeah.
try something else a little bit.
Yeah.
There's no
And
shame in
especially
that.
because like, a lot of kids in filmic will join like their junior year or sophomore or junior year. And so you do it for 2 years. And I think that's a great amount of time to do it. And I did it for like all 4 years. And so by the end I was like, we're ready to move on.
It's time to try something else.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, I guess just 311, I just,
Yeah.
I
Great.
just got very fond memories of being in there.
Good vibes. That was just
like,
great vibes.
Maybe the most I laughed in any class.
Yeah.
Because we had such a group of.
Yeah.
It was Oliver runs a great class,
Yeah.
and that you can feel comfortable in saying whatever you wanted.
Yeah, 100%.
And although we didn't hang out as much as maybe I would have liked to.
Yeah.
It still felt like we had a similar sense of humor.
Nah, 100%. I completely agree. I also think that like there's so many people that I like know now in the film world that I just like wasn't close with because we were
Yes.
in the same friend groups.
Yes,
but like
it's all the circles.
yeah, it's all like who you're with, and I think especially because like since I was in the business fraternity, like just like my friend groups were all in like the Ross ecosystem.
Yeah.
And which I don't like mind at all. It's just like it never like it was almost impossible to be in both.
Yeah.
I found being like a
You only
dual
have so
degree
many
students.
time.
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
hours in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that like now, at least like living in LA, I've kind of like started to like
Right.
enter some of these circles. It's
Yeah.
cool.
So senior year, senior year felt like. Well, what did you think it felt like? I've talked about it before on this show.
Senior year, man. It's so interesting. I have a lot of thoughts on this. I think that because of COVID, I could have used, but I wouldn't have minded
Another year. Yeah.
And it just so happens that because I joined my business fraternity as a sophomore, and the fact that I'm young for our grade, so I should be a year below.
Okay.
I just naturally clicked with like so many kids who are now seniors. So they were a year below me. Damn. So all of my best friends from college are a year below me. And so that's why I was like, when I was leaving, I was very much so like, damn, like I could have stayed here another year.
Yeah.
But I think that also another factor that contributes to that is like, I didn't have a set plan as to what I was doing after. Whereas all the business kids knew what they were doing probably like their sophomore year.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to go make 120K working this business job.
Right.
And they knew that
Doing
since
slide
the end of their
decks.
sophomore year.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know that. And especially with the strikes and all, I didn't end up moving until like January. And so like sitting at home after graduation for like 4 months was just like, damn, like what am I doing with my life?
Felt a little soul crushing.
Yeah. But ever since I moved to LA, like it's been great.
I'm glad to hear that, man, because I moved to LA pretty immediately after I graduated.
Okay.
But I had a similar. I think I had a similar experience being here. It was also a weird, like we picked a crazy time to move to LA.
Oh my
Moved
God.
to LA in a strike,
Yeah.
in a hurricane.
Yeah.
I fucked up my knee. My car
Dude,
broke down.
that's insane,
Like I don't
bro.
know what the hell I'm doing.
That's insane.
But I mean, and I think just the overall message is like nobody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're 23 too.
I know.
We're like
I know.
nobody has it figured out, and it's all just about hanging in there.
Yeah.
And are you happy to be here? Feel happy about it?
No, definitely. I'm definitely happy to be here. I think that like inherently, like and internally, I put a lot of pressure on myself to be like successful. And it's not even like I just want to make X amount of money. Like I think my goals, and this is gonna sound super like lofty, people laugh at me, and like I think like I have a really strong mentality that like I want to revolutionize the industry because my kind of like motto that I use is like you have to shoot for the stars so you land on the moon.
Yeah.
So it's like your goals should be like unreasonably high. Like they're basically like almost impossible.
Yeah.
And you know that like, okay, you're not gonna hit all of them, but like
Right.
if you strive for them and really believe that you can, what you do actually hit will be like,
You're gonna look back and be like, damn.
yeah. So like, I think like
That fired me up,
yeah,
dude. That fired me
you know,
up, bro.
Let's go.
I love that.
And so like I will say the thing like, oh, like yeah, like I'm gonna like be a showrunner, or, like do this thing, I'm a big actor, whatever, you know. And then, like a lot of people are like, yeah, it's hard. And yeah, I know it's hard, but you have to like at least have the hope,
Right.
And
if
like,
we're not like, what did I come out here for to not swing for that?
exactly. And like, yes, I know I'm fresh, I'm naive, whatever. But like,
we still have years to get grinded down by the meat grinder of this industry.
Exactly, right. But I genuinely think it'll happen for all of us.
I do too, man.
It's
beautiful.
It just takes one.
Just
one
takes
right
one
moment.
of us, dude.
Yeah.
It also, yeah, that. Oh man.
Yeah.
I love what you're saying, dude. It's firing me up. You know, that's we're at 50 minutes, dude. We're chewing through.
That's insane.
We're pretty much, you know, I think we have a good podcast here, but I did put one more sound bite on the board that I want to play for you.
Okay.
And we'll see. Maybe it'll spark some conversation to take us to an hour.
Listen, Al-GAIB.
Have you seen? Have you
dude.
seen Dune 2?
Oh my god! What an epic!
I saw it in 70 mil. I went to the
Same.
Chinese theater. Saw it
Same.
in 70 millimeter last night. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So
dude. Ugh.
tell me your thoughts on Dune 2.
I'm a huge sci-fi
It's
nerd.
the talk of the town. Okay,
I'm
cool.
like I like love it. That is like the last truly like epic film I've seen. Like it just like it's like wow. Like all these fan edits of like Timothy Chalamet are just like. You're just like, holy fuck.
That fired me up.
Like, I want to be him. Like, he's actually him.
So
like,
lit.
Like,
Okay, so you're a sci-fi nerd. What were like the? Were you a Star Trek, Star Wars?
Star Wars
all the way. Same
like
here.
literally watch every TV show. Like,
Okay. Are you excited for the Acolyte?
Yeah, I am. I'm like hoping it's more like Andor than the other shows because I think Andor is like Star Wars for adults.
Right.
Like Andor, have you seen?
Very well written. Yes,
dude.
Political drama.
So good.
Yes.
Oh my god. And like some of the other shows, like Mandalorian and all, like great. Don't get me wrong, but they're like very much so for kids. So yeah, we'll see.
I only watched one episode of Ahsoka.
Okay.
I was like, meh.
I liked Ahsoka. I think that like I'm a huge Rebels fan as well, so like that was just interesting. It's all these things like I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna like it. It's just like it could be like a little more adultish, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had this discussion coming back from the first time we saw Dune 2, where Ben said that was the best sci-fi movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I had to pause for a second because, especially after last night's viewing, like it would be hard for me to pick like a visceral viewing experience.
Yeah.
That tops Dune 2, but I still think, like for me, Empire Strikes Back still holds that crowning spot. Do we got to get you out of here?
No. They actually just pushed to 3:30, so we have more time.
All right, fuck yeah. Go ahead, answer that text, man. I'll keep riffing about Dune 2. I'm very like incredibly fascinated by the Stilgar arc.
Oh, dude.
I've seen tweets about it because the journey from like stoic, strong, military leader to like full on
Devotee.
rose-colored, fanatic. Like I just think that's so cool and interesting.
So interesting. And that acting performance was incredible. And I think like especially now, so like quick tangent.
Please.
Did producing, did writing, directing, and then junior year I started acting as well. So whatever. And then now I'm like taking like acting classes in LA as well.
Nice.
I have like Midwest-based reps, but
cool.
But now I feel like I also pay a lot to like acting performances.
Yeah.
And so like that acting performance like really blew me away.
Dude,
I was, like, so good.
I think like in a star-studded ensemble cast, I still think probably Bardem. And personally, even though he's not on the screen too much, Stellan Skarsgård every time. I'm just like,
every time. Dude, him and Andor.
Yes. Oh, he's so great.
Oh my god.
He's so
bro.
great.
Oh
And
my God.
did you read the Dune book?
No, but now I want
I didn't
to.
either, but it's also on my list now.
Yeah.
And I know there's like some discourse about Shawnee, about how they changed her character a lot. But I think I totally think it's a good choice to make her a non-believer.
I watched this interview with Denis Villeneuve, and he was explaining like his rationale, and I was like, this makes so much sense. Like,
yes,
like I think it adds so much more conflict.
It makes the movie just work better,
and it also sets up so much like more they can do with the third book or the third movie, because apparently like the Dune Messiah book is like not as good from what I've heard.
Right. I've read the same things.
Yeah, and so yeah, dude. Like,
Gosh, man, the whole sequence on Gaiety Prime, the Black Sun,
yeah.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, dude. Those tweets about Austin Butler's head were so funny, bro.
Dude, I saw a tweet that said
Like the letterbox thing. Whatever. Yeah.
yeah. I saw one that said, ever since Dune 2, I can't stop thinking about Iowa playing Penn State on the Gaiety's Prime Stadium in the Black Sun. Dude. And it broke my brain. Did I think about that every single day?
Dude, that was like an incredible
so cool
world they
so
built.
cool.
Like that whole thing. And it was like black and white. It was so
just looks so
sick.
pretty.
So sick.
Yeah, I mean, we could shout. So, and then Zendaya, I think Zendaya is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She's been in our lives since we were kids. You know?
Shake It Up.
We watched Shake It Up. That was always on.
Yeah.
And like, I think she's charismatic, and I think she delivers a good, believable performance as Shawnee.
Yeah.
My thing is like, I feel like, and I didn't watch Euphoria. I
have not either.
for moral reasons.
Yeah.
was
I
like,
watched the first episode.
Yeah, we watched
wow.
that in class, and I was like, I don't want to
Yeah.
fucking watch this show.
Yeah.
But so that like really narrows down the Zendaya performances I've seen to like Spider-Man, Dune,
Yeah.
and Shake It Up.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I'm watching Zendaya play Zendaya and everything, which isn't a bad thing because I think she's good. But like I really want to see Zendaya get like lost in a character.
Yeah, like I completely agree with you. Like she's good, but like when you compare her performance to someone like Jessica Ferguson,
Yes.
is that her
Or
name?
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, I think her
Whatever.
character's name is Lady Jessica.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
But yes, right?
insane. Like
Right.
it's insane. Like I also saw Rebecca Ferguson in Silo. Have you seen Silo?
That's the Apple TV show.
Yeah.
I've been hearing about it.
Dude.
Haven't watched it. Really
I
cool.
promise you, if you watch one episode, you'll be done within 2 days.
Okay.
It's
all right. I'll
it's
add it to the
insane.
list.
It's insane. It's also a book series, and so
Okay.
the first season is the first half of the first book.
Okay. Jesus Christ. So
Yeah.
they're hoping to get like 9 seasons out of it.
Probably, I think it'll be 6.
Damn. Okay.
They're probably
Cool.
hoping for like 5 or 6.
All
Because
right.
3 books, and I'm not a book reader. I
Okay.
honestly don't like reading. But after I
Okay.
watched the first season of Silo, I read all 3
gotta
books.
check. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's how
Okay.
good it was.
All right.
That Apple TV has been producing.
Yeah, did you
killer
watch
shows.
Severance?
Severance.
I'm very excited for
so-
season 2.
So good. Like
Yeah.
I don't even like. I wouldn't say it's a horror, but like these like eerie thriller, like
Yeah.
mind fuck kind of
Right.
shows.
That's so cool.
But like I loved it. So good.
yeah.
Um.
I think we covered pretty much everything on Dune 2. I think Dave
yeah.
Bautista.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm very like, I don't, because I was reading he had that quote that was like, then he was like the first director that was like,
Yeah.
dude, you're an actor.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a very nice story.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it was like necessarily like a huge undertaking for
Yeah,
him, but I
yeah.
still do think he fucking killed it.
Yeah.
I love all the Harkonnens.
Yeah.
I think they're my favorite
dude.
part of it.
Yeah. It's such a unique. Like I think they just did a really good job of like allowing the audiences to understand the worlds of each type of people
Yeah.
without like telling it to you.
Yes. Yeah, show don't tell. It was
Yeah.
great. And I know there's like been a lot about Christopher Walken.
Oh yeah.
And like I thought, again, if we're talking about guys that are basically themselves in
Yeah.
every movie, but you don't
Yeah.
hate it, Walken's probably at the
Yeah.
top. What I didn't know is that in the older Dune, he's the emperor in the older Dune.
Oh really? Really?
yeah, I saw a clip today.
I did not know that.
Literally, like right before we recorded, that was like Walken in the old Dune. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yo, what? Okay.
So that made me like kind of appreciate that more.
Yeah.
But
That's
man,
super
yeah,
cool.
just what a fun watch.
Dude,
what
yeah.
a
Dune 2
movies
was
are back
great.
movie.
We just watched the American Society of Magical Negroes. It's
Okay.
not getting good reviews, but
Right.
I enjoyed it. I really
Yes.
enjoyed it. Like, don't go in being like, this movie's gonna change my life.
Yeah.
But like,
Go hoping for a
yeah,
good watch.
got some good chuckles. It was like
Cool.
a good.
That's based on a book too, right?
I'm not sure. But yeah, I liked it. I would give it a watch.
Cool. Are you an AMC Stubbs A-lister?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of essential
Yeah.
out here, I feel like.
Although I have not gotten my money's worth.
really,
Yeah.
it's hard, dude, especially on a slow month for
Yeah.
movies. I remember in February we were like,
Yeah.
I guess we'll go see Wonka.
Yeah.
There's just
Okay.
nothing
I
coming
actually
up.
like Wonka. I'm not gonna lie. I love musicals. Like,
Okay, see that's the thing. I went in skeptical because
Okay.
I'm not a musical fan.
Okay.
And I saw the trailer. I
Yeah.
saw the scratch that, flip it, reverse
Yeah.
it, and I was like,
Yeah.
But Timothy won me over.
Yeah.
I was very happy with his Wonka.
Yeah. So okay, here's my hot take. I think that they could have definitely chosen a better Wonka. Like, what's his name from Ballads and Songbirds? Tom Blythe.
Okay, I
new
don't know him.
Have you seen the new Hunger Games movie?
Everybody went to see it and I didn't go.
You should. I would
Really?
recommend.
Okay.
If you like Hunger Games.
You know, I read the books and liked the movies. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge Hunger Games fan,
Okay.
but maybe I'll check it out one day.
Yeah, but the character who played Young Snow,
Okay. I know his face.
yeah, he, I think would have made a better Wonka because Wonka is like a type of character where you like want to like almost feel like you're like, is this guy crazy or not?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
right? And Timothy's performance was more like whimsical,
A little too nice.
and like there was never that aspect of like this guy's batshit a little bit.
That's true.
And
I
like-
totally agree with you, actually.
And like Tom Blythe as Young Snow, like there was just so much. It's like again from an acting performance, so much he showed with no
Nice.
dialogue.
Yes, that's so huge, and that's what I really loved about seeing it in 70 millimeter is when you get those facial performances on the fucking huge screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's huge, dude.
So cool.
But yeah, I need to see more movies. Use my AMC
For
stubs
real,
name.
dude. So that's the LISAN Al-GAIB
LISAN
segment.
Al-GAIB.
Yeah. Were you happy about the Oscar? About
Yeah, I liked it.
Did you saw Oppenheimer?
Yeah, I saw Oppenheimer. I thought the Oscars went pretty.
You know,
as
I felt like
expected.
it was, you know, like I felt like the right movies and right people won pretty much across the board. I felt like I didn't think there was anything I was super mad about.
Yeah, even for Best Actress, like
Right. Like I thought Gladstone was gonna win.
yeah,
But I don't hate Emma Stone.
yeah,
winning.
exactly. Like I need to see Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, but
It is an undertaking. It is
Yeah.
long.
okay,
But it is you know, it's worth the watch.
Okay.
You know?
yeah.
Leo, dude.
Yeah,
It's
Leo.
just worth the watch. But
Yeah.
it will like you'll get into like two hours and you're like and like some fucking dark shit is happening
Oh,
and you're just
God.
like,
Oh, shit.
but worth the watch, I think.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
oh fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Did you watch The Curse? That's what I was gonna ask you.
Mm-mm.
I think that are you a Nathan Fielder fan at all?
A little bit.
Yeah. So it's odd. Are you a Safdie Brothers fan at all? Did you see Uncut
No.
Gems or anything?
No.
It's a very, I just think, interesting. I think they did a very good job of like combining. Obviously, they got Emma Stone, tour de force.
Yeah.
Like, she clearly
Yeah.
carries. But then they did a good job of mixing her with like Fielder's weird sense of humor and Safdie's knack for like a
Is that
very
Nathan for you?
unsettling. Yes.
Okay.
So we watched it here. It took us a while to get through it because it's kind of long and
Yeah.
kind of weird, but I think we all really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So that's been our media segment.
Okay. What are you guys watching any TV shows?
Yes, we're all doing different things right now. Ben's watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
I just finished Masters of the Air, like
Okay.
the new Band of Brothers show.
Oh, okay.
And I'm watching Abbott Elementary. We're watching Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Nice.
I watched the Patriots documentary.
Okay.
What else am I watching? That's like the headline. That's what like I'm looking forward to every week.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna have to start picking up some new stuff. Like, and I got like shit on the back. Like I haven't seen Better Call Saul yet.
Yeah,
Like, I
dude,
got shit
there's
on the
some-
backlog
yeah.
that I really got to get to.
Yeah.
What have you been watching?
So right now at the moment I'm watching this Apple TV show called For All Mankind. It's like
Okay, I've seen because I like to go through what Apple TV's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
because I like what they're
what
cooking up.
they're doing some good shit. Basically the premise, it's like a show, it's a drama about astronauts and their families.
Ryan's here.
Yo, what up, Brian?
Oh wait, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Explain,
astronauts and their families. And it's like about like in like set in the 70s, like when like astronauts are at their peak. Like if you're an
Yeah.
astronaut, you're fucking
yeah, you're a
king.
celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
right
it's about like their
post-moon
families
landing.
and stuff.
Cool.
But it's if the Russians landed on the moon first.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's a awesome hook.
Yeah.
And I will probably check that out now.
Yeah.
The other one is
Um,
Shogun. We've been watching Shogun.
Oh, I need to watch Shogun. I've heard such good
Super.
things.
I'm only 2 episodes in, but like,
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love that shit.
I just
dude.
finished the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay, what did you think?
Okay,
Ryan was watching that.
I'm a huge Avatar: Last Airbender is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Foundational.
Right. It's like nostalgic as fuck.
Yes.
So I was obviously gonna watch it. I didn't like it for the first 3-4 episodes, but then like it grew on me.
Do you think that was like the nostalgia creeping in, or you felt like the show took a turn 3 episodes in and got better?
I think it's just the nostalgia. Like
maybe
yeah.
the same thing as some of those Star Wars shows. Where
Yeah,
you're like, oh, this is
yeah.
enjoyable enough for me to stick it through.
Like I'm watching it for the spectacle, not the story.
Exactly.
Like the acting, the writing, this is the world and story. Like yeah, it's good.
Word.
But yeah, I would give it a watch if you're an Avatar fan. Like,
All right, I might check it out.
The visuals are really cool. Like they did a good job on that. Like seeing all these cities and stuff in like a live action form, super cool.
Hell yeah.
Give it a watch. The first episode. They just made a lot of like order changes.
I read about some of the changes they made,
and
that
like
were just head scratchers.
Yeah, it's weird. They're trying to do they're trying to be unique, and I'm like, okay, that's good, but
why fix it? Why if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I've been watching.
Hell yeah, man. Are you a gamer at all?
So like I said, during COVID, I was gaming. But ever since I moved, I didn't set up my Xbox until 2 days ago.
Nice.
Because I just finished this shoot, and I was like, okay, I feel like that's like a little celebration. So
I've earned some gaming time. Nice.
So I hopped on Fortnite with my friends yesterday.
Nice. Dude, that's what it's all about. Like when you moving across the country is like, how do I keep in touch with the people I love back home? And I found honestly gaming is like
such a good
way to do that.
Yeah, 100%. Like honestly, like because when you're gaming, it's like then you just start having conversations about other shit.
You just slip right back into it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you play any games?
Yeah, so I've been playing Helldivers 2 with Ryan. That's been fun. And then the one that I play with the boys was just 2K. Just fire up 2K,
nice.
hop in the wreck, just get absolutely destroyed by
a
12-year-old with hacks on.
100%.
Drop 60 points on me. Like, all right, man, it was good talking to you, though.
Yeah, like nice meeting you.
But that's been fun, man. Look, we're well over the hour point at this point. We've accomplished an hour of internet radio. Feels nice, right?
Dude, this was awesome.
I had a lot of fun, man.
Super, super cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me on the show.
Of course, dude. And you have the open invite. I got, this scheduling block is your roommates. So we got you.
Oh, okay.
Next week we got Jamal.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna make Primac come back on here and make him read some stuff.
Oh, dude,
and some fun.
He's
voices.
been doing some.
He's been doing his voices.
He's been doing because his room is right below me. Sorry, if you want to end as well, we can talk about this later. But his room is right below me, and occasionally I'll just hear him like screaming in his plankton voice, and I'm like, "What is this kid doing?"
Yeah, we'll definitely be sure to showcase that. But for now, man, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, dude.
We'll see you guys next time. Woo! Wait for this song to come on.